One of the worst decisions I made in my entire life was trying to get back with my ex. It's not really the best thing in any kind of situation because if you broke up for a reason, right? And I realized over time that putting a lot of effort into something that was already dying, wasn't really going to go anywhere, putting a lot of effort into that was not worth it, you know? And from that, I'm learning to really ask myself the question, is what I'm doing worth my time? Is what I'm doing gonna positively impact me or the people around me? When I started doing YouTube, I imagined that in the future it would positively impact me and really my bank account. So when I make videos and I put a lot of effort into them, I imagine that it'll pay off at some point and it will be worth my time. But there is always an inverse to that. There is always a question of, is what I'm doing really worth it when I see that maybe my views are low or I'm not getting positive engagement and I'm getting a lot of nasty comments. I'll just think like, is what I'm doing worth it? Is it really worth chasing a dream if people are going to continue dragging me down? And there's always two sides of a coin in that kind of situation. But I really want to emphasize asking like, is what I'm doing really worth my time? Is what I'm doing going to make my life better? Is it going to make someone else's life better? You know, because I mean, if not, why am I going to do this? Whenever I would try to like try to improve myself or try to improve my situation to really appeal to this girl, it wasn't going to go anywhere. And in my head, I kind of knew it wasn't going to go anywhere, but there's always that little glimmer of hope. But at some point, reality calls, and they say, "Yeah, dude, you're fucked." So I ended up just wasting my time and wasting my effort. But in that, I learned that you really have to be mindful about what you are putting your effort into. You know, I'm gonna back and forth with these topics. When I'm putting effort into my videos and I'm seeing a lot of positive engagement on them, and I'm seeing like my subscriber count go up and the likes go up, it makes me feel like what I'm doing is worth it. It makes me feel like I have a voice and I got a valuable voice at that. It's really showing me that what I'm doing is worth my time. So being able to divest my time from something that isn't going to positively impact me to something that is like one of the key differences people can make in their lives to just like have better quality of life, because when you are doing something that is worth your time and is going to be like something productive and will have something to show for it, it's always going to make you feel better no matter what, even if you have to truck through all the suck and all the the horrible shit that has to go into it. By the time you get out of that little suck phase, you'll have something to show for it, and it'll be a whatever it is, it'll be something positive because I mean you worked for it, you worked for it, you have something to show for it, it's gonna positively impact you, it'll be worth your time. But if you just I'm gonna pull an example here. If you just sit in your room and you sulk over like anything, sulk in grief, sulk in losing a loved one, like a girlfriend or someone that dies, if you just sit there and you don't do anything with it, you just let that feeling fester inside you, what good comes from that? Sometimes you do got to take that break, but a lot of the time you gotta do something worth it. Sometimes I find when I find myself just sulking and really just not doing anything, being unmotivated and just letting myself sit in my emotions for too long, I pull myself out of that by just saying, is what I'm doing worth it? Is this worth my time? Is it worth my time to just sit here and scroll on my phone because I'm so unmotivated because I'm sad over something? Is this worth my time? Am I gonna get anything out of this? Sure, that might be like a kind of a like, oh, I'll deal with my emotions later kind of mindset, but really it helps me be not only move myself off those negative emotions, get them off the forefront of my mind, but through doing something that brings me joy and is going to bring me something positive in the future, it brings me a sense of hope. It brings me a sense of pride in what I'm doing, because I'm proud of the work that I put out. So whenever I just do something that brings me joy, surprise, surprise, I feel happier. You know what I mean? And it's such a simple thing to say out loud, but to put it into practice is way harder. It's way harder. So my challenge for you today is to do something productive, do something worth your time, and really, really ask yourself in future situations: is what I'm doing right now worth it? Is texting this girl at 3 in the morning, hey, worth my time? Is it worth my time to stay up for hours on end playing a video game when I should be working on videos? Probably not. So, in those situations, pull yourself back, look at it from a third person's perspective, ask yourself if it's worth it, and if it isn't, go from there. Thank you.